Yo, what's up? Homos. Tack. It's dinner time. Um, I sure like the shall not be infringed view better than mine, I have to admit, of the Hoover Dam. That was pretty cool. Right on, man. Thanks for showing that. That was badass. This is gonna be I don't know, rant maybe. Maybe I'll be whining. I'm not quite sure how this is gonna all work out. Um, Try and put this correct way. Well, anyways, here's what I'm eating. Some of the leftovers that I made. Someone said it looked like dog food, and that I somehow turned it into look like a regular meal, but it did actually look like dog food before the noodles. I won't say it's a new magazine, because I think this is like, well, it's a July, August magazine. These magazines rock. Like, I love them. I want all those knives. And then, Can Cozy, my XD one. I'm not sure, not going to be here much longer at this job. Having some problems over here. It's been pretty rough since I started, actually. The folks that work here, for whatever reason, seem to think that they're kind of into like the whole hazing thing, you know. They're like, the way they talk and the way they respect me is just like, they say they won't ever respect me, it's earned. And I'm not a huge fan of that, and especially in a work environment when you have to depend on each other. I think respect in that environment is given. You give respect to your coworkers because obviously they've been hired to do the same job as you, and you need to count on them for backup. You need to respect them. You need to respect especially if they have experience in the same job. Maybe if they're 18, 19, 20, 21 and they've never been in the industry before, maybe respect needs to be earned then, because they need to show that they can actually do the job. But I came to this job with probably more experience than any one of them, if not several of them combined. And I'm not saying that makes me any better at all, but it at least helps, you know. Like, I like utilizing and knowing other people's experience that I work with, because if I get into a certain situation and they have more experience than I do in that particular situation, I'm going to let them take the lead. I'm not going to. I think that's pretty logical. Here, no. My boss is one of them that likes to yell and swear. He's like my boss's boss, blah, blah, blah. It's pretty weird around here. I've got like 5 supervisors. Some of them 2-3 times a day I'll be working with 2 or 3 of them a day. You know, one's in charge, but they all tell you what to do. Everybody knows that, you know. It's like Captain Diarrhea was saying in his video about work. Too many cooks in the kitchen, you know. No pun intended. So when he got upset with me the other day, my grandma's pretty sick, and I'm not going to get into that. It's not a big deal. She's old, and she's led a great life. I'm not one to really to sit there and mourn and get all yappy about it, you know. She's like 92 years old or 93, you know, right on. So it's not like she's 50, 60. I hope that doesn't come off cold, but whatever. Your time's your time, especially when you're old like that. So she's sick, and my dad's been kind of having a hard time with it because it's his mom. And so I called in sick the other day, and they freaked out. They called me back and started yelling at me and telling me it was literally bullshit. It's just my grandma, and who cares if she fell? This is what they were saying to me. Telling me to get my fucking ass into work, and if I don't fucking make it to work, they're gonna fucking fire me, or they may fucking transfer me, and you know, they're threatening me. And then they even sent me threatening text messages about, well, if you don't come in, we're gonna really highly think about transferring you. Also, all this bullshit. And so I came into work, and the one guy, it's like a manager, not the top guy that was swearing at me. He said, well, he was testing you to see who you were going to pick, your job or your family. And I don't know, it seemed kind of creepy to me, motherfucker. You know, I wanted to reach. So the next day, called me into the office. Not that day, the next day. And he says, there's my supervisor, a manager, and the, I don't know, he wants me to call him captain. What the fuck is that? We're just a bunch of security guards. Whatever. Captain, rah-rah, you know, whatever. They're all in there and telling me that they're transferring me, and that they're lucky they're transferring me because they could just fire me. Well, I'm past my probational period. I'm union. I've never been written up. I've never been late. We have a certain parameter of minutes we can be late. So I have been late, but not past the given minutes. And yeah, never been written up. Never really had any problems except for with a couple of the supervisors that also like to yell. And I don't take that. I'm an adult. You know, if I need to be spoken to or I've done something wrong, the motherfucker can talk to me about it. And I'll admit when I've done something wrong. I'm not going to sit there and, dispute it. I accept the consequences of my own actions. I always have, and I learned that at a young age, and I thank my dad for teaching me that. But so they called me in there, and this motherfucker starts cussing and swearing at me, and it's a new thing to me, but I literally kept my cool and didn't do anything, and he could see me kind of rubbing my hands together, like I was getting mad, but I was keeping it in, and I wanted to jump over the fucking desk at that little Napoleon ass fucking tiny fucking prick and strangle him, but I didn't. So they're trying to switch me to another place in the ghetto, not far from here. I could actually show you from the other side of the building, really close, but overnights. Man, I don't do overnights very well, man, So I called the union and got them involved in it. I hated to do it, and I know that, I'm not really big into unions, but I'm paying $40 a month for something. Might as well, release the dogs, see what they do. Well, anyways, either way, I'm out of here, which is fucked up. The supervisors here are total pricks. They literally yell at people. They're just dicks. It's unreal. I've been around. I've had a lot of jobs. I hate to admit it, but just like anybody else, unfortunately, sometimes more than most people I know, I've had a lot of jobs. But what's bullshit, So I bitched at them about they never let me, get involved in anything. I never get to help out with any of the disputes, problems at the hotel, physical, there's, physical altercations, and they have to jump in and, throw some handcuffs. They've never let me do that. And they told me right to my face to just keep my mouth shut, sit at the desk, and know my fucking role. So he told me. And he said, on this respects earned thing is that I don't, I asked him why they don't let me, do anything. I'm experienced in all this. I've done this for, 12 years. And he says that I may have experience other places, but that don't make a fucking difference here. That it's going to take a year, if not 2 years, before they'll let me do anything before I can, earn their trust. I'm going to run out of time, so I'm going to zip. I might do another video. Kind of had to get it off my chest, and I don't know. Hopefully it's coming out all right. And I'm not trying to seem like a whiner, but I'm sure a lot of people been in this situation. So, anyways, peace out, bitches.